We're starting up a wonderful recipe today in the CI Kitchen, a recipe filled with cheesy goodness and more. Good to have you with us. You're going to enjoy it because it's a one-pot dish, and U of I student chef Katelyn Minesinger is sharing her broccoli cheese soup recipe. Good to have you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your inspiration for this recipe.
Well, my mom loves to make soup at home, and it's like the perfect time of year right now for it. It's starting to get colder. You know, it's really great in a bread bowl. It's really delicious.
Yeah, which is awesome. And you are kind of new to this whole show. This is your first time being here. And so you're taking some classes. And on certain days of the week, we have folks from the U of I student chefs come in and cook with us. So tell us a little bit about your background.
So this semester I'm working in Bevier Cafe. It's a student-run kitchen full of, I'm a dietetics student.
Okay.
And it's also full of hospitality management students too. So we're open 5 days a week, and we serve the lunch every time.
So as a soon-to-be dietitian or one-day dietitian, is it hard to come up with recipes? Do you feel like they're balancing that taste? Because, you know, sometimes healthy food isn't always the tastiest. With the health value and the taste.
Well, this particular recipe isn't exactly the healthiest, but if you can swap out things, like today I'm going to use whole milk, you could swap out skim milk and add a little more flour instead. So it's definitely just making those small adjustments to what you already have. Very
cool. All right, so let's start with what you've got in the pot. We're gonna start one set of ingredients here, and then we'll tell you what goes into making this recipe. So what do you have in here?
So right now I'm sauteing some onions and some butter. I used a whole stick of butter, and this is a whole onion.
Okay. This is a really big pot. I'm gonna turn it a little bit toward the camera so make sure I don't burn my hands off. But you can kind of see, what is this, an onion or two?
It's just one whole onion.
Yeah, so you can kind of see what's in there, and you're in the process of sauteing it now. So I'll stop interrupting what you're doing. But this is just part of what goes into this broccoli cheese soup, which is super good. Tell us about the rest of the ingredients.
Okay, so next I'm going to add, this is a 1/3 cup of flour. This is called making a roux. When you add a starch like flour to a fat like butter, you're going to mix that up like that, and this is going to help you avoid any lumps in your soup later.
Okay. I feel like if you put the flour in, though, I mean, isn't that what causes the lumps, or it's just because you're stirring it then?
No, when you heat up your milk and your half and half, you don't want that to get chunky or gross.
Okay, all right. This is why she's cooking and not me. This is good. This is good. And then you also mentioned milk, so you've got some milk here, right?
Right.
But you got rid of the whole. You got rid of the whole milk and substituted something else. Or did you go the other way around? You chose the whole milk.
I chose the whole milk.
Okay, all right.
I wanted this one to be a little creamier, so I'm using whole milk and half and half. So not very good for you, but definitely tasty. It's definitely a good comfort food for this time of season.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, so how long do you let the roux kind of cook?
Just 2 or 3 minutes, so it's about ready for us to add. If you want to add the milk or the half
the milk or both.
Or both.
All right, so in it goes. So I'm noticing too that the onions are not caramelized. They're a little brown though.
Yeah. You don't want it to go too fast. You don't want to heat up your milk too fast, or otherwise it's going to curdle and it's going to be gross.
Okay. All right. That's a good tip. All right, and then half and half.
Right.
And that goes. All right.
Okay.
So, of course, cheese is going to have to go in this. We're going to get to the broccoli here in a little bit, but I see you have a little set of spices here, too.
Which one do you have? The nutmeg?
Well, that's a good question. Oh, yeah, I have the nutmeg.
The nutmeg's perfect.
It's brown. I know it's nutmeg. Clearly a cooking expert here. So, okay, so here's the nutmeg. We're not going to add this now?
You can use it. You can use it now. Just take a pinch of that.
Wow, that smells great.
Yeah. That's going to add a lot. This is kind of a bland recipe, so this is going to add our flavor to it.
Okay. I always think of nutmeg in kind of sweeter things. Is that a...
I think this is a little bit of a sweeter recipe. That's the reason when we roast the broccoli later, that's going to make it a little bit sweeter, take out some of those bitter tastes. So
sure.
This is definitely a little bit of a sweeter version. The onions, you know, also add that sweetness.
Yeah, it also looks like you have salt and pepper.
Yeah, we're just going to use a pinch of that, not all of it.
Okay. Yeah, have you heard that Heather and I love salt here? So it's hard to just do a pinch. All right, a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. Okay. In that goes. All right, we've got some cheese over here, but we need to take a quick break. So we're going to come back to you and talk a little bit about broccoli.
Okay, perfect.
And what we're going to do with it. Perfect. It's Katie Minesinger. She's brand new to us here on CI Living, and we're looking forward to having you. So far, so good. You're doing great.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, look for the recipe online right now, and you can make it yourself. Just head over to ciliving.tv.